Okay, so underwater cities. You've played this one?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, building a city underwater. Vladimir Suchi. He's the same designer as Praga. Very good. Some people compare it to Terraforming Mars, which you haven't played. Anachrony. This is a new game for me. It's an old game, 2017. It's about time travel. I've got the expansion. This is the expansion, which is called Fractures of Time. It's a worker placement game. I've only played it solo so far, but I'd like to teach it. You like time travel? Any films about time travel you like?
About time?
About time, there you go. Imperium Horizons. Now these same designers as this one. David Turtsey and Nigel Buckle. They make games that you can play a lot of time. So a lot of replayability. This is a civilization game, card hand management, and there's 14 civilizations. There's 2 other boxes, which makes 30 civilizations. Each game takes about 2 hours solo. A lot of replayability. 30 civilizations in total, not in this box, but in the other 2 boxes in total. It's okay for me. It's a little fiddly if you play solo, because you have to do a lot with the opponent, which I don't really like doing. You can play it in a practice mode without an opponent. Castles of Burgundy. Now, this is a classic. Love it.
I like it.
Never tire of playing this game. Roll your dice, tile laying. Stefan Feld. There's 2 games I like of his, and that is Trajan, which you haven't played. Trajan is fantastic. It is where you're moving pieces around a mancala. I believe it's called a mancala. Have you heard of mancala? Very clever system. So Trajan, I think it's Trajan. So Castles of Burgundy, yes, tile laying. You roll your dice and you lay the tiles. I mean, anyone who's been in the hobby for a while, they'll know this game. They'll have played it and they'll probably like it. Love Castles of Burgundy. Concordia, another very popular game.
Have I played it?
You have. You are moving around a map. You are building routes, building cities. It's quite a clever card system. It's a little bit light, I suppose, for me, because when I have my cards, often I've already planned my move for the next few turns, so I'm just sort of waiting. If you play with people who play quickly, it's good, but can drag a little, especially at 5 players. Goong. Wonderful game. Same designer as Stroganoff and Hansa Teutonica. And for me, he always comes up with something different. Look, beautiful, beautiful box, right?
Oh.
Beautiful board.
Is it set in China?
Set in China. Very clever system where to perform your action, you need a higher quality gift to give to the official than you're getting back. So you need it's a card, you need a higher number. It's a very, very clever system. Doesn't play too long. Thoroughly enjoy Goong. We move on to Men at Work, which is the dexterity game. Dexterity game. So you're balancing your workers on beams, and you're putting these, girders, and you're putting these beams on their shoulders and bricks. Very fiddly. Don't play after a night of drinking. Hands might be a bit shaky. Or do. That could add to the fun, right?
Oh yeah.
But you'll lose pretty quickly. Now, we're on to some big games here.
Woo.
Mage Knight, my favourite game. Number 1.
Is it?
Yeah. I've only ever played it solo. Played about 36 times.
Woo.
One game of Mage Knight takes about 3 or 4 hours. But I'm lucky I can leave the game set up. So I don't have to play it all in one go, you know. Incredible. Vlada Shvatil. He makes unbelievable games, all very, very different. We'll come back to him later.
Yeah.
Again, this is a card management. You have a hand of cards, and you have to work out: are you going to move along the map? Are you going to fight? Are you going to get some people to help you? Brilliant game. Well worth the effort. It takes a while to learn it, but well worth the effort. Lots of YouTube videos to help you. Hegemony. This is quite recent, maybe 2023. Quite unique, this game. This is a political game.
Ooh.
Yeah, so one player is the working class, one player is the capitalists, one player is middle class and the government. Very clever. You actually learn quite a bit about how the system works.
Oh.
I've played it twice. I'm not sure I'll play it that many more times often. It feels a little like a simulation to me rather than a game. I don't feel very competitive. But it's interesting. I mean, I'm always up for a game, but it's, again, 1 hour teach, 4 hour play, first time, so. But yeah, very interesting game. Hive Pockets. This is kind of a strategy game, chess, like chess, but very simple. Takes 5 minutes. You're using these grasshoppers and beetles to surround a queen. If you surround the queen, you win. No setup. Just put it on the table and play.
When you travel.
Great for travel. The Taverns of Tiefenthal.
Oh, I like that.
Ah, it's our favourite guy, Wolfgang Wersch.
Oh.
So we come back to Wavelength, the Clever series. Hey, we love his games.
We do.
I think he's a physicist or his day job. Smart guy. Well, this one, it's a deck builder and a dice worker placement. You are running a bar, a pub in Germany.
Oh, yeah.
So you get guests in, you improve your bar. Very clever. We love that. About 1 hour, so it's not too long to play. And now we come back to same guy. Oh, upside down. That's no good. Same guy, Vlada Shvatil. These are my favourite 2 board games ever. These are masterpieces, I'd say. People use that word masterpiece too lightly, but here we've got 2 masterpieces. This is Civilization game.
I know, it's really ages.
I mean, it just has absolutely everything. It's got a bit of auction, again, that card management, you're building a civilization, the fighting system's very interesting, because if your army is strong enough, then it's very difficult for people to beat you. So you don't need to attack anyone, but you do need to keep your army at a certain level. Otherwise, you'll get attacked. Incredible. Very long. I mean, if you play with people who are a little slow, it's frustrating because it takes too long. But if you play with people who play quickly, you can get it done 3 hours, and it's an incredible experience. There's a great app as well. I generally don't play online, but I do play this one. Gakara. This is interesting. This is a block war game, 2-player only. Look at that. Japan. You're playing in 1600. So 2, warring factions, but it's these huge blocks. So again, very tactile, not like these little pieces of cardboard. I haven't played it that often. I'm not really a war gamer, but again, nice to have in the collection. Always up for a game. We go to Newton. This is Simone Luciani, one of my favorite designers. He did, again, Barrage and what else? Zolkin, Darwin's Journey. Not my favorite of his, but still, I've only ever played it solo, about 10 times. Interesting system, card system. We have some small box games here. Maybe we can just whiz through them. Hanabi is a cooperative game. I can't really remember. We played it a long time ago. You've got to predict what the other people have.
Yes.
Fun. The Mind, very simple game.
Oh, yeah.
You just have to sort of guess what each other's cards have. Quick, simple, lovely. No Thanks is amazing. This one I really recommend. The rules are, there's only 2 actions you can take, but it actually works for non-gamers, gamers, because you have to think, you have to push your luck, you have to work out what other people are going to do. Brilliant. Arboretum. Beautiful tree game.
Oh.
So you've got all these beautiful cards with trees. Very interesting system where even though you have a very good set of, say, oak trees, if someone has, at the end of the game, a higher amount of oak trees in there, you score nothing. So it's this real trade-off of, do I keep the high cards for me? Do I keep the high cards that other people have? Interesting. Biblios. Classic. Auction game, but very clever. Set collection. Dice. You're manipulating dice. Brilliant. And Fleet. This is, well, mainly it's solo. It's a dice similar to this kind of thing, the Clever series, but yeah, a bit fiddly. Didn't enjoy it that much. Not as good as the Clever series in my. Okay, this is a whole series of games. These are very heavy, serious games. 18. It's called 18XX. So there's about 20, I think, games. It is a train rail. You're building rails, but you're also using a stock market. It can be, I think, a little cutthroat where you can hurt other people quite easily.
Oh.
This one, not so much. This one's quite gentle, but this is a kind of beginner one. But yeah, it's for. I think once people get into this system, they only play this. There's so many of them, and it takes about 3. It's a long game. I've only played it a few times, but it's, again, nice to have in the collection. This is the expansion to A Feast for Odin. Incredible game, Feast for Odin. You're using those poly-olimo tiles and a bit of dice throwing. There's about 70 worker placement spots. So it can be a little overwhelming to teach, but very good solo. Mainly I played this solo. Feast for Odin. Now then, Caton. The one, this is the game, isn't it? That's the classic that so many people started in their gaming. In the community, a lot of people don't like it. In the board gaming community. I don't know. I think it's great. They say, well, there's a few problems. One is that if other people don't trade, then the game can get a bit bogged down and slow. That's one problem. And the other one is if your dice, it's too much luck involved. So if your numbers don't come up, then you can struggle. But to me, it's a quick game. With the right people, it's a quick game. So if you lose one because of luck, just start another game, right?
And I like it because everyone's involved.
Everyone's involved. I roll a dice, you get the resource. Trading. I mean, how many games involve trading, dice rolling, city building? It has so many good things. But I can understand the complaint, but I've never experienced it. I've played over 50 times.
At least.
And everyone I introduce it to, people, they go and buy it. Now, of course, for me, I prefer heavy games, so I don't play it much anymore. But I'd always be up for a game. Cayton, great fun. And at the end of the game, you know, it's a race, first to 10 points, and I might be on 9 points. But then someone steals some points from me, like the longest road. So really, some very exciting finishes sometimes. Cayton. Some people say Catan. Some people say the settlers of Cayton. That's what I say. The settlers of Cayton. Now, Trois. Very interesting game. Dice rolling. A little difficult to get your head around on the first few games, but it's different, and I like it. What do you think of the art?
Yeah, very nice.
You like it, yeah. Some people like it, some people don't. I don't. It's not my style, but great gameplay. It's interesting because you roll dice that you keep in your area, and then other people can take your dice. They've got to pay you, but very interesting game.
That was
part 2. Then we've just got one section left.